Now we visit a community garden in Khayelitsha, where Ben Getz and the team at Urban Harvest created a food garden that serves the community on a daily basis.
So we're here at Ntwasahlobo Primary School in Khayelitsha. This is a project which is initiated by the Earthchild project, and Urban Harvest has been called in to design, build and manage this garden along with a local garden champion, Bongani. This is a garden which is feeding over 1,000 kids a day. The school feeds 1,000 kids a day, and food from this garden goes into their lunches. But the garden's about a lot more than just feeding the learners. So the learners have actually helped us to plant. Every single seedling in this garden was planted by the learners. Also, all the harvesting was done by the learners, so they're involved in the whole process. I'm currently sitting in the outdoor classroom, which is a central feature of the garden as well. So the learners come into the garden, they have garden lessons about earthworm farming, about composting, about making liquid fertilizer, companion planting, all the different aspects of growing an organic, natural food garden. And as you can see, there's a lot of beautiful color, a lot of variety of vegetables and herbs in the garden, with a focus on high nutrition for the learners. So this is a space which is really an inspiration for the community. It's very green, it's very lush, it's creating employment for the garden champion Bongani. And the Earthchild project is an amazing organization because they do hiking club and eco warriors, and the eco warriors are the main learners that are involved in this garden. So our primary focus for this garden is to maintain healthy soil. So in order to do that, we have chosen a wide variety of herbs and vegetables. We've got a big mix of vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, spinach, cabbage, turnips, beetroots, and many, many more. We've interplanted with perennial herbs and edible flowers. These all help with managing soil health and reducing pest populations, and also creating color and fragrance and interest and different textures in the garden. So everywhere you look, you're seeing different shades of color, different heights. It's a beautiful space, and that was a very important point for us. The center of the garden is this outdoor classroom. There's a pergola above us. We've planted grapes on all four corners, so those grapes will eventually cover the pergola. There's integrated benches. We obviously wanted to maximize on productivity. Feeding the kids is of central importance, but also it needs to be a space that lots of people can move through comfortably. So we've got wide central pathways, this very open central pergola, but the other beds are quite tightly packed. We've got more than 20 beds in the garden, and also of different heights. And then surrounding the garden, we've also got indigenous plants. So we've got a lot of speckboom, which is both edible, high in vitamin C, but it's also going to help to contain the garden from wind and create a natural air conditioning effect in the garden. And on the other side, we've got a food forest, so fruit trees with understory planting of culinary herbs, medicinal plants, indigenous plants. Every single plant in the food forest plays a different role, and sometimes there's overlapping roles. Some of the plants are fertilization plants, some are soil mining plants, some are pest controlling plants, some are pollinator inviting plants. So there's a wide variety, diversity in the garden, and that helps to maintain both the soil health and nutrition, and also the plant health in the long term. And then some of the plants that we've planted are used for compost, to put into the compost, or for making liquid fertilizer, which we then put back into the garden. The work that we're doing in the garden like this is so important. You can see the smile on the faces of the learners. When we were harvesting the garden, there was so much celebration, literally singing and dancing, and people holding up veggies like they were treasure. And that's really what we want here. We want people to understand, and have, not to understand, but to have an experience of growing their own food, harvest their own food, eat their own food, and feel a sense of pride and excitement. And there's no doubt that gardens like this are rare and valuable for the community, creating green oases. It's ecologically diverse, it's beautiful, and it's highly nutritious. But I think the key really is the experience, that getting people into the garden to be immersed and surrounded by fresh organic vegetables, and the sense that what you reap, so shall you sow.